So I've shared in my previous two blogs that June was the most transformational month that I experienced so far since I have been on this Aloha adventure. And I'm approaching near 5 months on the island, which will be August 9th. And July is continuing to show that I'm still in this transformative transition. I've gotten through the peak of it and I'm on the downfall. I'm not quite on the other side of it. I feel like I'm not really going to be grounded on the other side of this transformation until about mid-August to even closer to the 1st of September. And that's just my own intuition guiding me. But what led to this moment where I'm at right now is leaving the Big Island and having my own ceremonial experience welcoming me to the aina. So my friend Jenny, who has been guiding me a lot here and sharing her wisdom of her 12 plus years living on the Big Island, gifted me a lei that had been blessed with mana energy, that island energy. So the next morning I went out to Honokowai Beach Park, which is just right across the street. It takes me less than a minute to walk across. And if you've been following me on Instagram, a lot of my sunset, sunrise photos are from this beautiful space. So there's a special energy here for me because it's what I woke up to my first day living here on Maui. And I spend a lot of time just going over there, practicing yoga, meditating, contemplating. There's always a lot of people around every time. There's fishermen, there's families, it's a beach park. It's a grassy area, and then you've got the reef. So this morning, I didn't get up any earlier than I normally do. I usually rise between 4:30 in the morning and 4:30, and knew I needed to wait a little later for there to be some sunlight. So I think it was closer to about 5:30 in the morning, maybe closer to 6, that I walked across the street with my lei. And I had thought really deeply about what it is that I wanted to share. And one of the things that Jenny guided me on was asking for permission to be here, and asking for permission to enter the ocean, and asking for permission to have the island guide me, which I feel like I've been very aware that I'm here as a guest, and that's why I have my Seva service, and I'm volunteering as much as I can, especially through the Humane Society, and I'm showing up and giving service of myself as a yoga teacher. And even though I'm paid to do that, it's my way of trying to spread the Aloha spirit with humility and respect. And actually Jenny was sharing a story with me how when she first got to the Big Island, was in the ocean and had a very, very scary near-death experience, almost drowned. And I had a similar experience where Adam and I were taking surf lessons, which is something I've always wanted to do. And I was super pumped up about it, super excited. And the first time we got on the boards, we both surfed in effortlessly. And then I had a pretty epic fall, no big deal, kept getting back up. When you fall down and you have to pick yourself back up, it gets harder in the head. But what was funny was our teacher, Adam and I were all sitting on our boards, and he's looking behind and he's waiting for the waves. He's kind of, watching the waves, and he's like, okay, this one we're going to skip. He would say just a little movement here or a little bump, and the wave would come and go and your board would kind of move and you'd be like, okay. Well, this next one came up and took us all out. I mean, we were all upside down, and for whatever reason, I was still holding on to my board. And as the water came in and we were under the water, I felt this immense tear in my intercostals or serratus, shoulder, rotator cuff, not quite sure. That was back in April, and I'm still nursing this injury. And Jenny was saying something like, you didn't ask the ocean for permission to enter. So now I've done that. And snorkeling and swimming is lovely, and I hope to get on the board and paddleboard soon. But I think it's going to take me a little bit to get into my head back into surfing again. But all to say, the ceremony was very, very, very powerful. And it was sort of my own ceremony for myself. Like I'm marrying myself into this moment. And I walked across to Honokowai Beach Park. There was nobody around, you guys. It's always full of people. There's at least 1 or 2 fishermen, if not 10 or 15 people walking around. By now, the farmer's market is, opening, coffee's available. People are usually migrating over. There was no one around. It was quiet. It was slightly raining. There was a little ominous gray, but also different colors in the sky. And I have pictures on my Instagram. So I walked across and I shared my blessing, and had an emotional moment for sure, and released my lei into the ocean with respect to the planet, made sure that I cut the string and didn't leave behind any non-organic material. Walked away from it, let the ocean carry my thoughts, my wishes, my asks. And since then, I feel like there's been this unconditional understanding between me and the island, and everything that I'm asking for guidance on is being presented. So it's humbling me in that I need to remember, like, be careful what you ask for and be prepared to receive everything that you deserve. And now I'm being reminded of something that I always share in my classes, which is that you are worthy of the abundance the universe wants to offer you. There's an abundance out there. There's enough for all of us. And know that you're worthy of receiving it. Know that you're worthy of receiving whatever the universe wants to give you and show you and teach you, and let you give, show, and teach to the world back. You are a reflection of whatever it is that you want to see in the world. If you see beauty, it's because you're reflecting your own beauty back. If you see happiness, it's because you're reflecting your own happiness back. So I leave you with the final thought of just remembering that everything you need is here in you, and it's okay to ask your higher power for guidance and support. Be mindful of what it is that you are asking for, and ensure that you are giving and receiving in balance, in harmony, right? And remember, you are worthy, and you are more than enough, and there is more than enough to go around. We are not lacking. And I would love for you guys to share if you've had any experiences like this, anything that was very spiritual or profound for you as a connection to nature, or an adventure that you're on currently in your life. And it sometimes can be a simple thing like a little message on Instagram, which, by the way, right now, since that lei ceremony has happened, I literally feel like every sign is speaking directly to me, which I know sounds a little egotistical, but I literally feel like God is just talking directly to me. The universe is just talking directly to me, because every moment that I wonder, the answer is there. You're on the right path. Keep trusting the process. It's crazy, and it's amazing, and it's awesome. So let's chat about this experience if you can relate in any way or have questions. And then hop over to my next blog, where I'm going to kind of give you an update of where I'm landing right now, almost 5 months in on this Aloha adventure. Mahalo.